Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this Iowa SourceLink and Iowa Department of Revenue tax webinar today. I'm happy to have you here with us. While everyone is getting loaded in and ready to attend the webinar today, I'll do a couple quick introductions as well as a few housekeeping things, and hopefully we'll have everyone online for the attendees and be ready to go. So thank you again for joining us. My name is Patrick Linsman. I'm the Associate Director at the John Papajohn Entrepreneurial Center at the University of Northern Iowa. One of my main roles is helping to manage the Iowa SourceLink platform, which is a platform for where all businesses can go to get resources to help them start, grow, and run their business. One of those types of resources is these live presentations and webinars, as well as things all around taxes. So for probably the last, I'm going to say 9 years, we've been doing webinars with the Iowa Department of Revenue. We're excited to have them here today to share some information on the GovConnectIowa platform for both filers and tax professionals. A couple quick things to remember. The link to the slides was just posted in the chat. So if you're looking for the PDF for the slides, go out to the chat and grab that. If you're watching this as it's been recorded, you can find those on that same page on Iowa SourceLink. So this will be recorded and archived and be able to send out for you to watch at a later date. So please, if you have to drop out or can't stay for the whole time, or just want to come back and watch it again, it will be recorded and available on Iowa SourceLink. For question and answers today, we do have the Q&A box there for you. So please go ahead and enter your questions in there. We will do our best to potentially address them. We've got a little extra help today as Tara West from the Iowa Department of Revenue is here that can help answer some of those through text. Depending on timing and how much time we've got left, hopefully we'll be able to answer a few of those live. As always, if there are super specific questions or things that are very relevant to your own particular situation, the best bet is to contact the department. And again, all of these are just for educational purposes to help you learn more a little bit about the systems and the different things that we got going on. So with that, that's my 3-minute spiel. Hopefully everyone looks like we've got everybody loaded up from the attendee list and everyone's here and ready to go. So topic today again is using GovConnectIowa, focused on things for bulk filers and tax professionals. Joining us today from the Iowa Department of Revenue, we've got Jerica Pellington and Brent Park. Jerica, take it away.
Well, hello and welcome again. My name is Jerica and I am one of the dedicated GovConnectIowa team members. I'm happy to share with you some information I think it could be important to you about GovConnectIowa. I will start by saying that since we are currently in development for what we call Rollout 2, a live Q&A portion will be limited. Patrick had already said that, but I do want you to know that that Q&A option is open for feedback and questions that you have. And if your question does not get answered, just know that we are recording the feedback there and the questions that you have. And then we may add additional guidance on our website based. So we will be covering various topics today, including the rollout timelines, an overview of GovConnectIowa, where to find self-help tools, and also how you can gain online access to your clients' accounts. So the Department of Revenue is currently modernizing their processes and technology to better serve Iowa taxpayers. This is a multi-year effort that will provide Iowa taxpayers and businesses and tax professionals with a modern and secure portal, which is GovConnectIowa. So currently, GovConnectIowa is live for business filers that collect Iowa sales and use, withholding, and fuel taxes. Over the next few years, more tax types will be introduced in GovConnectIowa. Right now, the department is building functionality for corporate filers. And then you can see on this timeline is that individual income tax will be implemented in late 2023. Here's a breakdown of all of the tax types and when they will be available in GovConnect Iowa. As you can see right now, we're working on developing functionality for corporate income tax, franchise tax, and tax credits, and they will be available in November of this year. Currently available in GovConnect Iowa are all of the taxes that you can see in the first row. So that includes withholding, sales and use tax, along with the excise taxes, fuel tax, and business permits and licensing. So I want to talk about the benefits of GovConnect Iowa. One thing that I think is important to recognize is that as businesses move to the digital world, so should the technology. GovConnect Iowa is accessible 24/7. So this means that you can access it anywhere you have internet access, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The site is responsive, so that means that it's tablet or smartphone friendly, and so that makes it easy to navigate on virtually any device. We do have self-help tools available right inside the portal. So for example, if you're filing a tax return, if you come across a field that you need a little more background information on, let's say exemptions, you can click, we have a help link in the top right corner of that screen, and it will give you a detailed explanation of what exemptions can be claimed on the return. So if you're ever feeling a little lost on GovConnect Iowa, look for that help link. Another benefit is that this portal is upgradable and updatable. So this means that as tax laws change, GovConnect Iowa can be easily updated to reflect those changes. It also allows the department to make updates to GovConnect Iowa functionality if we notice that either taxpayers or tax professionals need more assistance. So this includes adding help information, adding verbiage on screens, explanations, any of those things we're able to update it. I did mention before that this is a multi-year project to build GovConnect Iowa, but the good news is that even after this initial project is complete, the department will be able to continue to make updates to GovConnect Iowa to make sure that you and taxpayers are getting the tools and resources that you need to meet your tax obligations. So let's take a look at GovConnect Iowa and its features. So the GovConnect Iowa homepage has a simple design that offers easy navigation, and several features are available without logging in. While the department recommends creating a logon and requesting access to tax accounts that you have or that you manage for your clients, we've also built functionality to help you get it done when it comes to taxes. From the homepage, you can easily select a return or make a payment. Both of these options will guide you to either log on, or there are options available to submit the return or make a payment simply by verifying that tax account information. To quick file, you would select the correct tax type return from the quick file menu, and then you'd be required to enter in account information. So think the account number, the filing frequency, and then another piece of verification. And then you'd be taken directly to that tax return without having to create the account. The same process can be used for making a payment. If you need help navigating any of these non-logged in requests, the department has created online tutorial videos that can be found on YouTube, and you can also contact our taxpayer services team. So speaking of YouTube, we do have several tutorial videos that are available to assist you with GovConnect Iowa. So these videos include how to file a return, making payments, requesting access. You can see here we have quick file, quick pay. We're continuing to add them or adjust them as changes are made. So go ahead and take a look at those if you need help walking through one of the processes. To view those videos, you can visit the department's YouTube page to see everything that's included. The summary screen here, this is the first screen that you'll see when you log into GovConnect Iowa. This provides a high-level snapshot of the tax account. So this is where we provide the most relevant details for a tax account or for a business. So you will likely see a current account balances, including any pending electronic payments. You can also quickly make edits to permit locations from this screen and see open action center items that exist for each of those tax accounts. Total balance amounts are listed in a green color if there's no tax due for the account. If there is a tax amount due, you will see that this text will change to a red color. If you have a lot of accounts, you'll be able to view them all from the summary screen, and then you just need to scroll to see them all. The accounts are listed alphabetically, so that way they're easier to locate and manage. If you notice that the account balance reflects penalty or interest and a payment has been recently made, it may be due to the payment processing time. GovConnectIowa payments, especially the first time you're using a bank account, can take up to 5 days to process. While this payment is processing, the system may automatically calculate interest, but it will be automatically removed once that payment fully processes. So we recommend waiting a few days before contacting the department to ask about any penalty or interest that is showing. Filing returns is simplified into easy to follow steps that walk you through the process. So we mentioned before that the help information is included right on the screen, and you can see an example of that here. See that help icon in the top right corner of that panel? So you would simply click that help link in the top corner, and that would give you more detailed information about what you're seeing on the screen. GovConnectIowa will also do the calculations for you. So as you enter the information, the system will automatically apply any amounts to future steps in the return. So that means calculating tax that's due. And then we'll provide you with an overview before you click submit. That way you can make sure everything looks correct. Again, if you need help filing a return, we do have a tutorial video available on our YouTube channel. For payments, we've tried to make it very easy as well. So it's easy to make payments when you're filing your tax returns, but if you need to pay down an account balance or pay the tax due on a return, you can also do that from the Make a Payment link. So the steps will walk you through selecting the correct period or correct place to apply that payment. And what that's doing is that's making sure that you get the money to the correct spot every time. And this will also help streamline the process from the department's side, meaning that we won't have to contact you as much. A tutorial video is also available for this feature. You can see that link here. Now let's look at the rest of the features that are available once you log on. After connecting to your business or your client's tax accounts in GovConnectIowa, you will be able to see all of the activity on your account. So this includes seeing past submissions like returns, payments, or other items filed with the department. You can see letter correspondence sent by the department. So that means no more having to keep track of that big pile of mail. You can see who has access to your accounts as a third-party representative or through GovConnectIowa. And then we'll talk about requesting access to your client's accounts later in this webinar. I'm not going to touch that part here. From this main More screen, you'll be able to easily file tax returns, make payments. Items that are currently due will also show in the Action Center. You can see that it has the number 2 up there. That means there are 2 pending items that need reviewed. One important note is that you will only be able to see submissions that are sent through GovConnectIowa. So any items that you filed in e-file and pay will not be available to view here. Maybe, there we go. Here's a peek at what the rest of the features currently include. So you can apply or update tax permits. You can skip the paper and make updates to the tax accounts right in GovConnectIowa. And then you'll notice that we do have a portion highlighted here. And so this is for our partner agencies. So what that means is that we've partnered with 3 other state of Iowa agencies, including the Iowa Lottery, the Alcoholic Beverages Division, and the Department of Inspections and Appeals to streamline that process of applying for and renewing licenses with the state of Iowa. So now you can manage all of or most of the licenses with all 4 of our agencies directly from your GovConnectIowa account. So now we'll talk about requesting access. If your client already has tax permits with the Department of Revenue, it's simple to request access to their accounts while creating your logon, or you can request access to additional accounts after you've signed into GovConnect Iowa. So you'll be asked to enter in the tax account type like sales or withholding, enter in their permit number, and then one of the verification items that you can see on the screen. So if you have used eFile and Pay in the past, you could enter in the BEN number, which was the number that you used to log into eFile and Pay. You can also enter an amount from a payment or a tax return, or the IDR ID. So this IDR ID will be listed on correspondence that you've received from the department since November 2021. You'll have to identify what type of access you need to their account. So it's important to know that you can only be listed as an account owner on accounts tied to a single FEIN. So that means that if you need to request access to multiple businesses' accounts, you will need to request third-party access. A common question that I've seen is that the question is, does my client need to have a GovConnect Iowa account in order for me to connect? And the answer is no, that your clients are not required to have a GovConnect Iowa account in order for you to request and gain access to their tax accounts online. We strongly recommend not sharing logon information with your clients. So if you're struggling to get set up and connected to your clients on GovConnect Iowa, please reach out to the department. We're more than happy to help you. We do have information on our website as well. We do have a YouTube tutorial available that will walk you through gaining access to a tax account. And then I'll do a short demo at the end of my portion to show you how your client can grant you access if they're connected to their tax account on GovConnect Iowa. So I understand that while these webinars and the demos are helpful, that you may still have questions or you need additional help navigating GovConnect Iowa. We do have various resources that are available to you. So that includes our website. We have tax.iowa.gov. We have the video tutorials on YouTube. And then remember that we're trying to make it so that you are just in GovConnect Iowa, right? That you're able to do everything from GovConnect Iowa. So look for those help links. And then lastly, you can subscribe to updates from the department. So what I'll do now is I'm actually going to switch to GovConnect Iowa. And what I'll do now is we're going to go through a live demo of requesting access and allowing your client to grant access to you. So in GovConnect Iowa, you can request access in various ways. So I am demoing in a test environment right now. So this means that I'm using fake taxpayer data. So things may look a little bit different than what you can see right now. So one way to gain access is by logging into your GovConnect Iowa account and completing the request access to an account form. So when you request an access code, a physical letter is sent to the taxpayer's headquarters or primary mailing address that has an access code in it. That taxpayer must then give you the access code. And when you receive it, you'll be able to log back into GovConnect Iowa and enter that access code, and then you'll be connected to their tax accounts. Another way to gain access to client accounts is if your client has access to their accounts in GovConnect Iowa. So they have their own GovConnect Iowa logon, they've requested access already, they've entered in that code, and they're connected. So if they are connected to their tax accounts, they can easily grant you access by logging into GovConnect Iowa. And that's what I'll do now, and we'll walk through that process. So if you need to help your clients, they'll have an idea of what it looks like from their perspective. So what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and get logged on. We have this beautiful security code that we have to verify again because I'm in the test environment. I can populate it here. I can click confirm. So this is what it looks like from their perspective as a business owner, as an employee of a business. This is what they see. So when they get logged in, they're going to see the summary screen, and they're going to need to click the More tab. And so from the More tab, they're going to look for this other GovConnect Iowa Access panel. Under this panel, they're going to look for Add an Employee or Other Party Logons. and they would click this link. So at this point, they would need to decide who they're giving access to. Is it one of their employees, or is it a third-party representative or tax professional? In this instance, I want to choose third-party representative or tax professional. So I'll click that button and click next. And then at this point here, this is something where you may need to be in communication with your client. So they will need the email address that you're using on GovConnectIowa to grant you access. Go ahead and type in this information now. So at this point, they are required to choose the type of access they wish to grant you. When they click on one of these options in the drop-down menu, they do get a description that tells them what exactly you'd be able to do by getting that access. So we'll click next to continue. And then at this point here, this step is where they grant access, where they choose the accounts that you get access to. So the default is set to yes, which means that they're granting access to all of their tax accounts for all tax periods. If they select no, they're prompted to select the access level and periods that you need access to. So I won't go through each of these. We've tried to make them fairly self-explanatory, but if you're confused or if you want more information about these, we do have in-depth descriptions of the access types and access levels available on that GovConnectIowa help screen on tax.iowa.gov. Once they have made their selections, they'll be able to click next. So what I'll do is I'm going to say yes, that we do want to grant access to all of those accounts. We'll click next. We see the summary screen here, and then we'll click submit. They will be required to enter in their password for confirmation and click OK. So when they successfully complete that form, you'll be able to now log in and access their tax account. So I'm going to log out of this business account, and I'm going to log in as if I were you. Again, we have that security code. We'll go ahead and click confirm. So now you'll see that the screen looks a little bit different. So this is coming from an accountant, a third party, a tax preparer's perspective. So what you're going to see here is that now there's a client list where you have to choose the client that you want to work with. You can see now that this business 123, that owner had granted you access to their accounts directly in GovConnectIowa. So if we click this, you'll be able to see that now you have access to business 123. You're able to complete actions on their behalf, and you have access that way. If you have more questions about this process, I recommend that you visit the Iowa Department of Revenue website. We do have a ton of information out there about GovConnectIowa. You can call Taxpayer Services. They're more than happy to help you. But that concludes the end of my demo. I will go ahead and pop in the Q&A and see if there are any easy questions that I can answer just through text. But I will stop sharing my screen now, and I will pass it over to Brent. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brent Park, and this portion of the presentation is specifically for bulk filing through GovConnectIowa. So the bulk filer portion of this webinar will cover 6 main topics. What is a bulk filer? How do you become a bulk filer? Electronic filing options available, step-by-step filing instructions and helpful tips, bulk filer with third-party access, and also available resources. So what is a bulk filer? A bulk filer files tax returns, payments, or W-2 1099 forms for multiple clients at one time or for one client by file upload. Bulk filers do not need individual access to their clients in order to file for them via file upload. The information that is required to be included within the file upload will need to be gathered from their client. Bulk filers must be approved via the bulk filer application process. How do I apply? Those who wish to become a bulk filer must apply at our GovConnectIowa website. The register as a bulk filer link can be found under the registration panel at the link listed on this slide. The application can take up to 2 weeks to be processed. The email used on the application will be notified if there is further information required or if the applicant is approved. Being approved does not automatically create your bulk filer web logon. Bulk filing options will not be available until the following day after being approved. If approved, guidance on how to create your bulk filer web logon will be listed in the approval email as well as the link to our bulk filer test site. Only approved bulk filers can use the bulk filer test site. Software vendors who wish to test their product must apply and be approved to be a bulk filer in order to gain access, even if you do not have any filing requirements to Iowa. The test site and the production site are not connected, meaning you will need to create a web logon for both the test site and the production site. If you update the password on one, it will not update on the other. The test site is verifying your file meets our file layouts, but will not transmit the file to the department. Due to the new sales tax changes, the only bulk filer specifications that are available are payment, withholding VSP, and withholding specifications. For this webinar, we will focus mainly on what the process for submitting returns and payments looks like via bulk upload. The test site and the production site are similar in regards to uploading returns and payments, but these slides will demonstrate what a user will see uploading on the production site. Once logged in under your bulk filer web logon, you will see the bulk processing panel. To submit bulk files for returns or payments, select Submit Bulk Returns. Again, the only bulk filing options that are available will be return payments and deposits, withholding VSP, and withholding tax. Use the payment specifications for filing return payments and deposits. Use the withholding VSP specifications when filing the withholding VSP, and withholding tax specifications when filing withholding tax returns. If you need to file sales, retailers, or consumers use, then you will need to file for your client individually via the third-party option. Streamlined sales tax returns can still be filed through our Streamlined Sales Tax Governing Board. The file layout did not change for this. Once you select the filing option you wish to upload a file under, you will need to attach a file by selecting the Choose File button. Only text files will be accepted. There are no naming restrictions for the file you upload. Selecting the bulk filing documentation link will take you to the test site where you can view the file documentation to confirm file layouts. If the file that is uploaded does not meet the file layout of the filing option chosen, then a pop-up window will appear letting you know the file was not attached due to errors within the file. You cannot continue or submit a file to the department if there are errors to the file layout. Selecting the OK button will close the pop-up window, allowing the user to view the errors within the file. The message "Errors detected during validation, correct file and re-upload" will appear in red for uploads with the incorrect file layout. Errors will be presented with the record type, line, position, field name, and error message. If there are multiple errors, then be sure to check if there are multiple pages listing the errors. Errors must be corrected to complete a successful upload. Most errors will be caused by programming flaws and require software developer intervention. The department recommends contacting your software provider for assistance with the error codes. If they are unable to assist, then you will need to contact the department at csb-bulkfilers@iowa.gov to have a specialist assist them. Once the errors are corrected, you will need to create a new file to upload. Files that meet IDR's bulk file layouts will be presented with a green check mark with the message "Bulk file has passed preliminary validation." The number of returns will also be listed. The system is only validating that the file meets the department's file layouts. It is not validating anything else besides that. If you are ready to submit, click Next. Prior to finalizing your submission or a confirmation of the number of returns or payments will be displayed. If finished, press Submit. A confirmation pop-up will appear prompting you to enter your web logon password prior to completing your submission. Next, a confirmation screen will appear where confirmation number will be listed. Retain this for your records. At any time prior to submitting, you can edit the file you wish to upload or save a draft to submit at a later time. The next few slides will cover some errors that are being found within bulk file submissions that will cause delays in payments and returns being posted. In regards to the client permit number, the department will accept the previously assigned 12-digit or the new 9-digit permit numbers. When using the 9-digit permit number, left justify and fill the remaining 3 positions with blanks. Do not fill with zeros before or after the 9-digit permit number. Another issue we are seeing is within the tax liability fields related to the withholding file specifications. When filing your quarterly withholding tax return, the tax liability fields should equal the total withholding tax withheld. It cannot exceed or be less than that amount. If the tax liability amounts 1 through 6 were not enough to cover the tax withheld, the remainder due can be put in tax liability 7. No natives can be reported. The sum total of tax liability fields should equal the total tax withheld for the period if you paid the correct amount. If your tax liability does not match our deposits, you may be subject to penalty and interest. The only return that needs to be filed is the quarterly return. You do not need to submit a return with each semi-monthly or monthly deposit. Now we will look at what it looks like for a bulk filer who has individual access to a client's account. Bulk filers who connect to their individual clients' accounts will have the option to file for that client individually, or can still bulk file for multiple clients. After logging into your bulk filer web logon, you will need to select a client to work under, but it does not matter what client you choose if you are going to bulk file. Here on the screen, you'll see there's 2 different options, either the business itself or client business A. The bulk filing option will still be under the More tab, which is located on the main page after you log in or after you select a client to work with. It will appear you are working under a client, but bulk file uploads are tied to the bulk filer web logon. Your client or clients cannot see your bulk file uploads. The file upload process is the same as previously covered earlier in this webinar within the file upload instruction slides. This slide references our contact information and further resources. If you have additional questions that were not answered, please contact us. The CSP-bulkfilers@iowa.gov is your best resource in regards to questions in regards to file layouts, issues, or errors with the file uploads. That concludes the bulk filer portion of this presentation. We appreciate you attending. Please contact us with any questions. Patrick, that's it for me on this side.
Yeah, sounds
We'll
good.
look at the
Thanks.
questionnaire here.
Yeah, thanks, Brent. No, that was good, especially for the bulk filer perspective. I know Jarek is back too and has been pretty active in the Q&A, trying to help answer questions. Any of those other maybe frequently asked questions or things, themes you've seen in the Q&A, Jerica, that you wanted to quickly address live before the session wraps today?
Yeah, definitely. I have seen one common question come through, and that question has to do with potential invalid addresses. So one of the questions that came through is, hey, I've requested access to my client's account, or they have, and they haven't received that access code letter yet. Is it an invalid address? Why aren't I receiving it? It may be that the address is outdated. Maybe it hasn't been updated in quite some time. So a recommendation that I have for that case is that you can complete a business change form and you can find that form through our website, and you would update that headquarters or primary mailing address just to have it what the most recent address is, or you can contact the Iowa Department of Revenue Taxpayer Services team, and they will be able to assist you with that address change as well. That's one of the most common ones. And then another question that we've received is, can multiple third-party individuals be granted access from the clients or to the same clients? And the answer to that is yes. The clients can have an unlimited amount of third-party administrators or officials connected to their tax accounts.
Awesome. Brent, one for you. How can I tell if I'm a bulk filer? If they were a bulk filer before the transition to GovConnectIowa, how would they know if they still have that level of access?
So bulk filers are those who file for multiple clients and do it via file upload. So again, the file upload has to meet specific file layouts, whereas like a third party, you'd connect individually to those clients' accounts and then file individually for them. So if you wish to become a bulk filer, go through a process, the application process to be approved. You can certainly send an email to that CSP-bulkfilers@iowa.gov asking, hey, I was a bulk filer and in the previous system, did my information or did my bulk filer status carry over to the next? And I'll be able to check that within the information that you give me, and you'll get a response to that.
Okay, sounds good. As you're looking through, again, if you've got questions in here that they may be specific to your issue, all those feedback pieces are being recorded and will be shared with the Department of Revenue after the session today, for them to be able to either add guidance to their website. If it is something that's going to require you to, reach out, directly, please do so, especially on the bulk filing side. Brent had listed the contact information specific for that. And on the GovConnectIowa side, Jerica had listed that. So any other types of general questions or overview types of statements from either of you guys today, when you're looking at the questions?
No, I don't have any more. I do want to thank everyone for coming and asking questions. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to communicate with you and answer questions in this format. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing further on my side, Patrick. I appreciate everybody joining this. Again, reach out to us and the resources that we gave, and we can certainly answer any further questions that you guys may have. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. As always, big thanks to the Iowa Department of Revenue for partnering with us at Iowa SourceLink to host these live sessions. This is recorded, has been recorded. So if you're watching it now, that video is available on YouTube and on iowasourcelink.com. We do have an entire series of webinars that we're doing throughout the fall. Those continue. Next one is going to be on August 10th at noon. It's going to be covering a lot of tax issues around construction contractors. So we're going to be looking at how does the construction business affects taxation, whether it's through some of those consumables, what is taxable, including materials, supplies, labor, and equipment, and lots of different things as it all pertains to construction. So hopefully you'll join us back here again in August. The link to do that is posted in the chat, so please do feel free to sign up for that. As with all of the questions again, we appreciate all the participation and questions. If you didn't get a specific answer today, please be sure to share that and follow up with the department. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing everyone back here. Or if you're watching on the recording, hopefully we can help answer some of your questions as well. But on behalf of the University of Northern Iowa, everybody else here, thanks for coming today, and we'll see you next time.